Let's go back a bit to security. This year marks 70 years since the Nigeria Police Force first enlisted women. In 1955, 20 courageous women joined the force, taking on limited non-operational duties, but blazing the path of future generations. Today, women serve in all areas of the force: operational, administrative, investigative, and leadership roles. This year is 70 years since that first enlistment. In 1955, again, 20 courageous women joined the force. But down the line, they serve in all capacities, in all areas, and leadership roles, as the case will be. According to statistics, women now make up about 12% of the total police population, roughly 44,600 officers. From the first 20 women in 1955 to over 44,000 today, female officers have spent 7 decades transforming the Nigeria Police Force, shaping a more inclusive, responsive, and modern law enforcement system. Despite being a minority, the female officers play a critical role in community policing, gender-sensitive operations, and leadership, gradually reshaping the face of law enforcement in Nigeria. Our correspondent, Idong, was there, and he'll be giving us an update on that situation. But for now, I'm being joined by Assistant Inspector General of Police Aishatu Abubakar-Baju, Gender Advisor to the Inspector General of Police, and Shanta Knowles, who will be joining us later on. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
AIG
having
Baju.
me. Thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations on 70 years of being in the force.
Thank you.
I know you're not 70 years in the force.
I'm not 70 years, but others were there before us.
So what was it like? First 20, now over 44,000. If you look back down memory lane or down history lane, what qualities would you say have come through that line to now?
Thank you very much. For 70 years of women in policing, it's been a very beautiful journey, and I'm also fortunate to be here today, to be part of those celebrating the 70 years of women in policing. And for us at this particular moment to have an Inspector General of Police, we call him he for she Inspector General of Police. For the very first time in 70 years, he's celebrating the contribution of women in policing, the courage, our resilience, and what we do. So I really want to take this opportunity to celebrate my IG, to celebrate our he for she IG. Well, from 1955, as you said earlier, it started from a very humble beginning. 22 courageous women were enlisted into the Nigerian police force with limited roles. The role of just being telephone girls, tea girls, and just to control traffic for children going to school. And then at that time, you can't go even beyond the rank of Chief Superintendent of Police. We've come to the 21st century policewoman, where we have become operational, we occupy a sensitive position, we reach a rank of DIGs, AIGs in the Nigerian police force.
Maybe one day we'll get an IG.
It's possible, because the police, the way the current Inspector General of Police now is setting the police, giving and making it an equal opportunity institution. That's the beauty of it.
Okay, so this matter of, or allegations of discrimination against women, do they still exist in the police force?
You know, I must say, of course, Nigeria is a patriarchal society, but then if you look at the Police Acts and regulation, in those days, there were some sections of the Police Act and regulation that were discriminatory. Oh, you cannot marry after this, you have to take permission to do. There are so many things that you couldn't do. Now, with the he or she Inspector General of Police, he's engendering every sector of the police. And one of the things we're doing now is reviewing the police regulation, which the Act has been, and the Police Act itself, and expunging all those sections of the Police Act of regulation that are discriminatory.
Okay. You think that what the IG is doing would make any difference for the younger generation? Because I know that there are some in the police colleges, there are some in the training schools who are hoping that they will hopefully rise up to be AIG someday.
And beyond.
And beyond. You think this will make any difference?
Absolutely. Because, you see, when you provide the enabling environment for everybody to thrive, equal opportunity, without hindrance. And specifically, I want to come up, the IG has also come with a policy specifically focusing on women mentorship program, so that we try as much as possible to mentor them, for those of us that are in this position, to be able to train them. Like now they've just started leadership development program for women and so many other programs, just to make sure. Because now what the IG is doing is to ensure that the Nigerian police is gender responsive in all its operations, both within and outside the force. Within means looking at issues based on from the perspective of a man and from the perspective of the woman police. What is it that I need? It's about equity, right? What I might need is not what the man would need. So that is what the IG is looking at. And also outside, to ensure that police respond, because we know that the community we serve are made up of men, women, boys, and girls.
Indeed.
So what are those needs? How do we police this diverse community?
Thank you so much. Aishatu Abubakar-Baju is an
MNI.
MNI is an Assistant Inspector General of Police and Gender Advisor to the Inspector General of Police. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And congratulations on this 17th.
Thank you so much for having me.
The conversation is not done. We'll still continue the conversation.
It's not done. I'm going to see you on the 4th and 5th of this month.
Would I be wearing a police uniform?
No, you don't have to wear. And tomorrow, let me tell you, tomorrow is going to be a special day. It is going to be all-female special work day. Okay. Don't miss that.
We will not miss it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
And indeed, still talking to the police, security matters are some that really... We're going to be joined in a bit by Shanta Knowles, Commissioner of Police from the Bahamas, to look at this matter of women in policing and how that's working out on the in Nigeria, on the African continent, and indeed across the world. All in a bid to ensure that our societies are better secured.
70 years of women in police, inspiring the future!
It has been a journey that mirrors Nigeria's wider struggle for gender inclusion since the first batch of women were enlisted as clerical officers, telephone operators, and tea girls in 1955. Today, they serve in nearly every department: patrol units, detective squads, tactical teams, and international missions.
70 years of carrying cop and being like a receiver of call to holding arms, becoming CPs and all the rest of that is interesting. And it's really very instructive to know that women are actually breaking the frontier, becoming DIG, secretary to the police. That is really massive.
What is happening now in Nigeria is remarkable, especially within the force, where women are consciously beginning to be integrated as part of key leaders within the Nigerian police force. And I think if we
AIG today, thanks to him, and I thank him for how he has been able to elevate most women to good posts, posts of authority.
But even with the progress, representation remains low, as data estimate that women make up only about 12% of personnel in the force, with a very few holding leadership positions.
70 years in policing should be commensurate with the type of representation women get in leadership in policing. If you look at the strata and the statistics that we have today, you find out that we have just about two or three of them that are commissioners of police that are manning commands.
At 70, many officers here say this isn't just a celebration, but a reminder that policing becomes better and stronger when women are fully involved. In Abuja for News Central, Idong Joseph.
And now we're being joined by a commissioner of police in the Royal Police the commissioner of the Royal Police of the Bahamas, which is the equivalent of the Inspector General of Police here in Nigeria. Shanta Knowles, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here with you tonight.
Good. How many years have you been in Nigeria? Is this your first time?
This is my first time. It's beautiful.
In Nigeria or the African country?
It's the first time in Africa.
Wow. You're coming back, right?
I certainly will. There is so much more to explore, and so I want to take every opportunity to enjoy the motherland and explore the motherland.
Indeed.
So eventually I will be back.
Okay, but let's look at this. 70 years for the first, 70 years since the first females joined the police in Nigeria. What's it like in the Bahamas?
Well, we're almost at that same number. We are now at 61. Our females, the first 6 females in the Bahamas joined in the 23rd of November, 1964. And so we've celebrated our 61st anniversary. And so we feel the same pride that the women here in Nigeria feel of giving service to the community.
Do you experience any, I mean, you being the head of the police force there, do you experience any discriminations against gender discriminations?
Unfortunately, I have not. In my 34 years of policing, I have not experienced any gender discrimination. I don't think our country discriminates. Even if we do, it's not openly. Everyone is on a fair playing field. Women are given the very same opportunities as men to compete in a male-dominated environment, and certainly we are excelling. It is a pleasure for me to be named or appointed the first female commissioner of police in our organization. And by the way, we are 185 years of service to our Bahamian people. So it took us 61 years to get to this position. And I do believe that it's all the work of God, for God's work to be seen through me to inspire other young people to achieve greatness.
Okay, so here in Nigeria, of course, you're the IG in the Bahamas. Yes. We have IG here in Nigeria.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, but let's, as we narrow down or wind down here, what kind of collaborations would there be between Nigeria, the police force in the Bahamas, and the police force here in Nigeria? Especially in the face of Nigeria beginning to look at the possibility of state policing, decentralizing the police force.
I do believe that this is first of all, it's a beautiful experience for me to see how large the police force is and how well managed it is. I do believe that we will continue to collaborate, especially on training. There are many opportunities for us to communicate with Nigeria, collaborate with Nigeria, so that our officers could be exposed to even more high-level training. And so that is one thing I certainly expect to take back to the Bahamas.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shanta Knowles. Thank you for coming in.
It is a pleasure to be here tonight.
Shanta Knowles is the female version of the Inspector General of Nigeria, but she's a commissioner in the Royal Police of the Bahamas. Once again, thank you. And we do hope you enjoy the rest of your stay in Nigeria.
I certainly will. It's a pleasure. Thank you.